This might be kind of controversial, but it's okay. When I tell you all, I must have a say in who my sons marry. No, I have my reasons. So let me take you all yet another morning along with me in the kitchen as I prepare my husband's and my boys' lunch for school. We're making fry bake and saltfish. No, you all not getting a recipe today. We're just going with a method because I already have a recipe up on my page. So these are my dry ingredients, and in there I did place some coconut husk. I know it's not traditional, but you all know we're not going to do white flour, and we had to mix things up a bit and make the experience new sometimes. You know what I mean? So in terms of dry ingredients, I'm placing in my water, and we're going to mix that up to create a medium texture dough. My dough was a bit soft, but that is all right. We remedied it at the end. So once I have my dough knead, I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to cover it first and set it aside. Lucky for me, the night before I usually prep most of my stuff, and that helps me so much in the morning. So I have my onions, tomatoes, sweet pepper. What else do I have there? Tomatoes, garlic, and I have my saltfish already cleaned. Everything was done from the night before. And now it's time to get going. So to my skillet, I'm adding some olive oil in there. You can use any kind of oil you want to use. We are using olive oil. I'm going to throw in my garlic because I like my garlic to get a little golden brown because it gives it such a nice flavor. And in goes some cayenne pepper. And you all already know what the cayenne pepper good for. The cayenne pepper is good for the heart and it's good for circulation. In goes my rest of aromatics. I'm using some onions and some sweet pepper. And we're going to allow that to break down a bit. Because I have not put in any additional salt, I'm going to put in a bit of saltfish in there so it will help break it down faster. Not all my saltfish as yet. And then I'm placing in my tomatoes. And the last thing I'm putting in there before putting in my saltfish is my cabbage and then the saltfish. We're going to mix that up together well. And this is what it looks like. You all this thing and only look nice, you know, it tastes good and it smells real good. So let's set that aside and move on. So I'm gonna flour my work surface because it's time for us to deal with that dough. But before I do that, we need to put some flour on the bell now, the rolling pin, so that it doesn't stick to the flour. Remember I told you all my flour a bit soft, but it's okay, we're working with it. So we're gonna place our I'm splitting my flour into two batches, my dough, and you'll see why later on. So we're gonna use we're gonna use my hands to open it out at first, and then we're gonna go in with a rolling pin and open it out big and nice. Then I'm gonna use a knife. No, before we use a knife, let me show you my setup. So I have my oil hot in, I have a colander with some bounty in there. That's to put it in so that it will drain off once we take it off the stove. So I have a knife now and we're gonna cut the dough into some shapes because we're doing something a little different. And we're gonna place that once our oil is hot, not too hot because we want this to cook properly. We're gonna place the fried bacon inside, and once it's good on one side, we're gonna flip it on the other side and allow the other side to cook. Once it's cooked, we're gonna remove that from that oil and place it in that colander that we had set up before. Now you all are gonna see what I left the other piece of dough to do. I'm gonna make some little characters for my sons. You all know now it's exam time, and I want them boys to remember that mommy loved them. All of this is really a labor of love, because I do not really enjoy doing this because this is time consuming. But I want them to remember that I love them and they are my little stars. So I'm making them these nice little characters. And when I say they are labor of love, believe me, because they cook so quickly, so you have to move very fast with them. Some of them will get big and they will lose their shape, but that's okay. We're going to choose the best of my babies. So now that we have finished frying, we have everything here and it's just time to assemble the boys' breakfast. Mind you, during this time, Daddy already got up. I packed his lunch and he already left for work. So we're going to pack the boys' lunch into the bowls and then into their lunch bags. And this brings us to the end of the cooking morning for Mommy. Hope you enjoyed my video. God bless you. I love you. Bye.